Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Uncle Taylor's World Ride. I'm your host, Uncle Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 5 here in China on the back of a very successful stint out in Japan. We actually got into the points, which was absolutely incredible to have achieved. Mick Schumacher, unfortunately, did him a bit dirty in our qualifying, and we could have potentially had 3 points. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. However, I'm very happy with the fact that we at least got into the points for the very first time and into qualifying 3. Now, they say lightning does not strike twice. I'm very prepared that we're not going to get into the points. Or out of Q1 for that matter, because it might mean you're only as good as your last race, as they say. So let's see what happens. We're going to set our race targets at P18 and above, because we have definitely shown that we can get to that level. So we're going to chuck all that in. I'm going to let Crofty and Karoon introduce us to the weekend. Boys, take it away.
Just getting settled here in Shanghai, ahead of the Chinese Grand Prix. A visit to Shanghai International Circuit can only mean it's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. This state-of-the-art track combines high G-force corners with one of the longest straights on the calendar, and with space for up to 200,000 spectators, not a minute of action will be missed.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
That we are, Crofty. That we are. I would have thought he would have moved on and spoken by now, but clearly he was finished talking. So, clear sky running for the entirety of the weekend. We have our sprint qualifying debut in this episode as well. What we are going to do, I'm going to move this webcam as well, because I noticed in a lot of the editing that people can't see exactly what's going on. So, I do apologise. So, I fixed that up now, so that should be the way for the future. Additionally, one further little thing I just want to say, thank you very much for all the support I've received so far on the video content I've been putting out. I'm blown away. Organically, I hit 150 views on my first video, which was absolutely unexpected. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your support. It does mean a lot. With that said, I'm going to cut it here, and I'm going to bring us into Sprint Qualifying 1, and we're going to take it from there, guys. But thank you again, and I'll see you soon. So no events happened there in first practice 1. We put a soft tyre stint out for Frederick, but he got held up by one of the Red Bulls, Racing Bulls, Visa Cash App, Heimlich Maneuver, all that kind of stuff. So we just ran a lot of laps with Schumacher on the hard tyre, getting him used to it, and Vesey. So they did 30 laps respectively for both of them. Track climatisation is very low, unfortunately, because it's only the one stint, but 88% satisfaction with the setup. Mix, I don't know just yet, but 88% is really strong, and he's not prepared. So this is going to be a rough sprint qualifying. Introduce us, Crofty.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
Okay, shit. Thanks, Crofty. That was nice and quick. All right. So yeah, we're not really all that certain. They're saying that we can only use mediums. Okay, cool, sweet. Just got to change our components, because now that we're going to be doing the driving aspect of it all. And that gearbox, there's no way the gearbox would see itself out. 20%. I think this is going to become our new practice gearbox after this weekend, and utilise a new one for when the time comes for our racing. Alright, let's see how we go. Medium tyre compound sprint qualifying. We are underway.
Green.
I'll bring us in closer to our first out stint. Okay, and I'm just going to set this last little part up here. There's going to be some traffic, unfortunately, that we are going to hit. Not ideal, but that's life. We can only control so much. So that is going to be our interesting challenge. And as we go around the first set of spiral corners, we are held up by McLaren, who does not get out of the way. Christ almighty. Who was that McLaren? Bloody Oscar, what are you doing, mate? Oscar Piastri, what are you doing? 24.3 and 24.5, respectively, for the first sector. We're on board with Vesti right now. You've noticed it's funny, just the designs of the helmets. I think that they really get the good details down. So that's a cool thing. All right, we're coming up to the end of the second sector. Let's see what the improvement is. 28.9 plays a 29.056. So right now, Schumacher is the leading driver. And his time has been done by probably someone behind us. We knew this was going to happen. Let's see what's in front. No cars ahead except for, I think, the Red Bull. No, Ferrari. What am I talking about? And he should be starting his push lap. So we're not going to be held up any further, which is refreshing, which is great. And Schumacher pushes out a 1 minute 34.2. Vesti pushes out a 1 minute 34.4. So very close. We now need to conserve and make sure we actually make it back. Okay, so a good run. Time will tell just how lucky we are going to be. Time will tell. All right, here we go. Schumacher and Vesti on their final laps of sprint qualifying 1. Vesti is in the drop zone, not by a great deal, but he's in the drop zone. So we are really needing a critical good outlap for this to get him through to qualifying 2. Because they're all going to be pushing here at the end. He does improve to 24.2 in the first sector. Vesti is slower in the first sector. And don't forget, Vesti is on the outer here. Anything he needs to pull a rabbit out of his ass and actually try to get into Q2, where Schumacher has a little bit of wiggle room. Not a great deal, but enough that might just see him out. It's a difference. It's a difference of a couple hundredths of a second. Slower in the second sector, faster in the second sector though, on the other hand, for Vesti. One of the drivers has gone faster, so Vesti is now technically out if qualifying was to finish right this second. So Schumacher really needs to keep up the pressure, keep the pace running as hard as he can to get himself a faster lap. Vesti, on the other hand, is so far pulling out something. So we need something greater from Vesti as the checker flag is about to ring out. Boom, boom, there it is. He goes up to P12 and Vesti up to P13 with identical times. They pulled out the same time. Oh, it's going to be a nervous wait. It's going to be a nervous wait. Let's have a look at the map and see what the rest of these drivers are. Bottas must have had an issue or something because he's just let through those two. Magnussen, where is he? Magnussen's coming up to the end of his lap. Let's fast forward a little bit because this is just pulling teeth. We drop down to P14, P15. I don't think Bottas is going to be able to pull out anything better. And judging by the indicators, I think we are going to get out of Q1. We are going to go to Q2. Very luckily, I feel like we are. For at least one of the drivers today. Guan Yu Zhou in his home race can produce a P19. We are in Q2 for both drivers. Yeehaw! The changes are working. Welcome to Sprint Qualifying 2. Schumacher and Vesti are on their outlaps. A lot of the drivers let us through behind, which is very weird. Like Leclerc let us through, and a couple of the drivers out the back here. But nonetheless, let's focus on the task at hand. We need to somehow pull a miracle here and get out of Q2 into Q3. As a yellow flag has just been presented, a driver is locked up. I don't know who the driver is at this moment. Logan Sargent.
You can take a look now.
Go figure, I
This
guess.
is Logan Sargent. All good at this point. The wheels just lock up there. They took a gamble and it was just too late.
Looks like the right front locked up there for Logan Sargent. 24-4, 24-2. Vesti is faster in the first sector. That is interesting. That is very interesting. Let's put a little bit of a fast forward on this one to try and decrease the length of this video because it's going to be a long one today. 29.037, 28.994. So Vesti is faster in both sectors at this juncture in qualifying. Interesting. Let's have a look on the back straight. 313 is the fastest I just noticed we were getting up to there. As we come around the home straight, let's see where we roughly play out in this weird world. P8 and P9 respectively. But there is more to come of the Red Bull, which takes one of us out of it and the other two. So there we go. Okay, we just smashed. I think we just killed Russell there. Okay. Alrighty, welcome back. We're in our final laps for our challenge today of getting out of Q2. Bit of drag reduction will help at the front of the pack here. Everyone is set to complete out and out attack. Vesti's got clean air running, so I wonder what he's going to produce on his first lap. 24.899, 24.460 for the two of them. So I don't think we're going to get out of Q3 here, kids. Judging by the telemetry and the timings, 29.0, 29.4. Yeah, we're definitely not getting out of qualifying here. So you know what? I'm happy that we got out of Q1. For me, I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, no time improvement for either driver. So we're finishing P14 and P16 respectively. So that's not a bad outing. Let's see who is going to top it all out for us. So Verstappen, Leclerc. Look at that's weird. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there they are. That's better. That's a lot better. I was going to say that's a bit funny. So we got Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Perez, and Piastri in our top 5. So enough wasting time. Let's get into our very first sprint race.
Well, the excitement levels continue to rise here as the teams prepare for the sprint. Of course, this is the first sprint of the season, adding an extra challenge for the drivers and their teams. But as ever, in Formula One, an extra challenge is an extra opportunity.
And of course, the big incentive here is getting a few extra points on the board, with the top finishers in the sprint set to add to their championship tally.
Well, it's not too long now until the sprint around Shanghai, where we'll see who comes out on top.
We will see who comes out on top. So, friendly reminder, I believe it is the points are in from P8 and onwards. I was going to say Park Verme set up, but I've already remembered I've already set everything up. No stops in this race. It's just going to be flat out driving and attacking. And let's just see where potentially everything kind of finishes up from it. Let's get straight into it. Let's not waste any further time.
The sprint in Shanghai. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And away we definitely do go indeed, Mr. Croft. We're going to set up everything here for a push. Let's see what the boys can pull out. Already I can see us moving slightly upwards on the inside to try and keep Hulkenberg away from overtaking us here at the very start. As he is pushing forward and pushing up, so I'm not too keen on that. We're going to turn on a high overtake aggression.
Can do.
My God, slows right down there.
How did it go?
Vesti's re-overtaken Hulkenberg. That is a great sign. That is a good start. Now, we're not going to run these tyres into the ground. We need these to last the entire race. Entire sprint, I should say. Fuel and the overtaking, I'm okay with that. Oh, red flag! Red flag! Red flag! Oh, goodness gracious.
I think was at turn 13.
What's happened here? Fernando Alonso.
Maneuver. Then,
Locked up.
That's obviously far from intentional, but there was contact. I imagine their confidence will have taken a knock.
Wow. Wow. That is...
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
Start to dwindle. Both drivers out of sprint qualifying. That's dwindling all right. Far out. So then the question does become, what do I do? I think I am just going to keep what we got. We're not going to change anything. Oh, that's unreal for both Aston Martins. Crashed out. Here comes the restart.
It's about to restart here. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, we're going to just go straight back to where we left off. We are just going to attack. We've got a lot of excess fuel, so that's going to help us. We're going to go all eyes in on Vesti here. Let's see what magic he can pull out for us. Schumacher's battling Bottas here to try and hold P14. All he's going to do is just get around this corner, and he does. He holds on. Vesti, on the other hand, has got a bit of a battle here, but it looks like to have easily pulled away from the likes of the Williams. Oh, that was close, Mick. Same scenario. We're not going to run these tyres into the ground. We'll get them up to temperature. We'll reduce the throttle a little bit here. Oh, Schumacher's overtaken Hulkenberg. Where does he get him here? Gets him on the bends. Keeps him wide, pushes wide. Takes the inside line. Well done. Well done. It's making him work for it. Good job. Let's see if there's any high... Oh, Guang Yu Zhou's got a mechanical fault at the back of the grid. That's not good for him. We're going to turn down our deployment of the ERS. As now it moves into a P12, P11 position. As Schumacher's overtaken Logan Sargent. So I don't know if DRS is enabled yet. I think it should be by now. As Lewis Hamilton appears with a mechanical fault. Interesting. These faults can happen any time. That's the reality. There is a yellow flag though. It looks like Ocon locked up. Okay, so no real surprise and shock and horror there. Let's open up our ERS just a little bit because we have lost the ground with the rest of the drivers up ahead from us. So we are going to try and catch up just a little bit. So burn a little bit of ERS as we bring Schumacher along with the tow. As he overtakes Vesti. Jesus Christ, that was full on. I liked it. Oh, we gotta sort this out. The engine is very, very hot. And even with us pushing, it's seemingly not doing as much as we would have expected. Sainz did a swap to soft, so he's going to have to pit at some point, as we are currently 15 seconds off the lead. So Vesti's got the DRS, bringing you back in slightly.
Definitely not happy. Surely some kind of fault.
Lewis Hamilton's having a real bad scenario with his existing issue that he's got, this mechanical fault. It's definitely not looking overly promising for him to see the race out if we are honest with each other here. We're going to try and get Schumacher to re-overtake, which he has done successfully.
Good job.
And that means now he has a...
That puts us P12.
So this is what happened. And it was Mick Schumacher involved. It's there for the taking.
Good overtake. Good overtake. We'll take that. I mean, we're not going to get much of anything out of this race, unfortunately. So we're going to turn up our aggressiveness a little bit and just try and chase these mongrels down. Just see if there's something we can just try and salvage. Maybe getting into the 10. If Hamilton's existing issue keeps on happening, he's not going to be finishing this race because our tyres are much more degraded than the rest. Geez, Hamilton's got yet again the same signals popped up for the same mechanical fault. So he is in a bit of trouble. And I just wonder, when is the part going to explode? There's only a handful of laps left, so not a great deal of time. But it makes you wonder. Makes you wonder what it's going to be, what's going to happen, if he will become a DNF. Alright, so we are on the final lap of our race today. We are going to focus on the finale here because we've got Charles Leclerc battling Verstappen for P1 of the sprint race. So this can go any direction. Put our helicopter mode on. Verstappen is behind by 1 second. So it looks like Leclerc has been bringing some upgrades to the end of the race. And he's taken it out now to a 1.5 second lead. And it's just getting bigger. So it looks like we're finally going to have our second different race winner, our second winner of the year so far from a very much so dominated situation with Max Verstappen, but not in this race. There he is. Charles Leclerc gets the W as a Ferrari.
Okay, let's just watch front temps. Copy.
Well done to Ferrari. That's my team. That's the team I follow. Thank God. Finally starting to produce some goods. And Vesti and Schumacher are playing for P11 and P12. Good outing, boys. Good outing.
And it's a finish outside the points in today's sprint for Mick Schumacher.
Look, today's strategy certainly didn't work for them, but they have time to revisit and re-strategize for next time.
Why so mad? It's a sprint race and we're not a fast car. We moved right up, so you got to give us some credit, but those two, that was interesting. Oh, excuse me. And my game just crashed. My game just crashed. 40 minutes in. No. No. Let's see, what did it say? Like, I have no fucking idea. Very annoyed because I'm utilising this time while the wife's out to get this done for you. I sure hope it didn't actually just not keep the race. God damn it, I'm going to keep that in because I want you guys to see the red flag. Man, I'm not thrilled with that. All right, well, we're gonna speed right through this. We'll do the start. We'll do all that. But a lot of rumours talking about scripting. So this will be our first good opportunity to see if there is a script in this game. Because we had the lap 1 red flag with 2 of the Aston Martins. Let's see what happens. All we can do is see, I guess.
Here we go. The sprint in Shanghai. It's lights out and away we go.
So I just very quickly skipped through the race and didn't focus on much on anything because the results were still the same. Not a good outing. Not a good outing in any way, shape or form. But Carlos Sainz won instead of Charles Leclerc from the first race. So very interesting. So now we can actually skip and get into actual qualifying.
Qualifying is coming up, and the drivers will be ready and raring to go.
The Shanghai International Circuit is notoriously tough on tyres, so expect to see that factor into the team strategies as they deal with this busy schedule.
Now, Karun, you and I were actually just talking about that man there, Max Verstappen. How do you think he'll be feeling today?
They set a great lap in practice, so you can only imagine how good they're feeling going into qualifying. But the big question is, will they be able to keep this performance up?
And it's almost time for qualifying, and you won't want to miss that.
Alrighty, let's get into this. We're going straight gung-ho. This will be the challenge. I'm not sure what and where we're going to be finishing up at. However, we're committed. We're committed. So, I'll bring us back in when we get our first flying lap out. Just as he's coming in.
I just went into quick. So annoying.
Yeah, Mick, it is very annoying.
Let's focus on warm-up.
So get these tires back up to 10.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Very annoying from you there, Mr. Schumacher. Oh, well. Let's see what he can pull out. 24-3, 24-5. How is that possible? Why aren't his tyres up the fucking grade yet? What are we doing? 29-1, 28-7. What a difference in time from Vesti. Vesti's probably the more likely to get out of Q1 here, if I'm honest with you. Meanwhile, this is just... It's getting harder to keep on trying to defend Schumacher sometimes with the faults he makes. Look how much time he's off. 500ths. And we didn't post anything spectacular either. That's the other problem. Alright, here we come. Our second flying lap in Q1. Schumacher is 21st. Vesti is 17th. We are going to need to pull, again, another magical one out. We desperately need it, as he's now been promoted to dead last on the grid, Nick Schumacher. Let's hope there's an improvement. And there's no improvement on the first lap. Even with newer tyres. Vesti has an improvement on the first lap. That's great. That's a good, strong start of where we're at. Good improvement in the second lap for both drivers. Vesti is probably going to finish out of Q1. He will be getting out. I have a very good feeling about it with him. Schumacher here needs to really pull an absolute miracle lap out. And he does not improve. So he's starting back at the grid while Vesti goes to P9. P12 at the end of qualifying one. So Schumacher dead last. Absolutely dead last. Very frustrating with him. What we are going to do is do a out lap on a set of worn soft tyres just to add a little bit more rubber to the track. And that's all we're doing. Only reason why we're doing it.
Green.
I'm not losing sleep over. He's going to post a horrendous lap, but that's okay. This is just a filler. Minute 33.6 is actually not as bad a lap as I thought it would be. Red flag for the event? And oh my god, another red... What?
Sorry.
My god, he just got pinballed.
It's not going the way the team...
He just got bloody ragdolled. And here comes Vesti's final hot lap, out lap, whatever lap you'd like to call it lap. Here is what we need from him. As the game has glitched while these two are out doing their cooldown laps, I don't think they're going to be getting through. Sargent's in the pits now, so there's no chance for him. Unless Yuki Tsunoda's just finished the lap. I'm not sure. So let's hope for an improvement in Q1 because we got a faster. We got new tyres. We were on old tyres and we were faster in the first sector. Now that the tyres are up to speed, I wonder what we're going to be able to produce. Here comes Alonso. Maybe he's about to do a real good lap. Yep, P6 he moves up to. Come on, Vesti. How are you slower in Q2? How are you slower in Q2 with brand new tyres? I just don't know. I'm flabbergasted, if I'm honest with you. 70% tyres. These are brand new and you're slow? And we don't improve. Albon's in the pits. Tsunoda's got a chance. Shit! He knocks us out. Fuck! Vesti, what are you doing? So Q2. We bow out in Q2 and that is still a respectable Q2. Unlucky, Vesti. Very unlucky. Look how much time we were done by. It's enough to break your heart. Okay. Get into it, Crofty.
The 56 laps of the Shanghai International Circuit await our drivers here in China.
Shanghai has seen its fair share of clashes over the years, one of which happened even before the 2005 race had begun, when Michael Schumacher collided with Christian Albers on the way to the grid, sending Albers into the air.
Shanghai International Circuit is a complicated low-speed track that demands high downforce. The series of rapid turns from 1 to 4 demands high grip, but the more the drivers warm their tyres, the more degradation they'll have to deal with. The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprise in that, it's race day.
It is race day, Crofty, indeed. Another nice, beautiful sunny day out. Schumacher is starting at the end of the grid. We are going to make him start on hard compound tyres. And we're just gonna run it as long as we can. Switch him onto a medium set of tyres. Whoops, let's go back a bit. Let's remove this one. So we are going to do a two-stopper, and we will adjust accordingly. I think this is what we're going. I think this is going to be. See, but even just this stint here, is faster. All right, let's do that. We'll just stick with A. Change the way we drive. I think that's the way to go. And looks like we're doing pretty much the exact same kind of setup here. We are going to underfuel. By 4 laps of underfueling, because safety car or a red flag can happen at any time. As we have seen, we've had 2 red flags today in this weekend so far. Sprint and quali, but unfortunately it didn't count the other one. It's alright, let's get into it.
Welcome back, everyone. The final preparations are now being made as we head into the race. Now, this could be an important race for Pierre Gasly.
I don't think there'll be many expecting them to mount a challenge from P19, but I wouldn't discount their chances.
This should certainly be a good one, folks.
This will be a good one, Crofty, because we're coming out on top. Let's go, boys.
Here in Shanghai. And it's lights out, and away we go.
But just give me a second, Crofty. Now we go. Here. Schumacher starting at the back of the grid.
down. We'll leave you to it.
Vesti's on the outside.
Yeah.
Make the push. He's into the top 10 already. And Hulkenberg's moved up to P11 as well. Schumacher's pushed up to P20. So he's making some really good moves. Let's get down a little bit closer as we ride with Vesti at this preliminary point in the race. 1.2 seconds off Alonso. So hopefully with the lightness of our weight, because of the underfueling and the ERS, we'll hopefully be able to catch up with them. We just got to keep an eye on how everything kind of looks and operates. Vesti's been overtaken for P11 by Hulkenberg, which is very surprising, but it has happened. We're going to just remove that push on the fuel at the moment. We're going to put into it a bit of an attack very shortly to help us catch up to Hulkenberg. What's he on? He's on soft tyres. Okay, so that makes sense. That's why. So we're probably not going to catch up to him too quickly. But Vesti is not in DRS zone for Bottas, so we need to make some changes there. As Vesti's been overtaken for P12 on Ricciardo's soft tyres. So the soft tyre runners are going to overtake Vesti. This is the thing that is going to happen. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to lose too much sleep right now. It's only lap 3 of our race, for Christ's sake. So anything's possible. Alright, I'm going to skip forward just a little bit of this race, guys. And I'll bring you out whenever something happens or get closer to our pit stop. Alrighty, welcome back, guys. We are lap 19. We have stabilised our position here. A couple of drivers have moved forward. They are running extremely low on their medium tyres. We are trying to make some kind of a surge back. Fuel is not looking too good. The under fueling meta might have done its last dash. But that's okay. That's okay. We're hoping that there is going to be a safety car or a red flag or something like that at some point in the journey this weekend. Gasly's got a puncher. As I was just fast forwarding, and it's happened as he has gone round.
Check my tires.
Check your tyres, mate. Look at the sparks flying off your boy. So Gasly's race is pretty much all but done.
Oh no, that's a slow pit stop there.
And there was a pit stop issue for Magnussen.
All ready? But they're not able to loosen the tire.
Oh, naughty Haas. That's not good. So what's... okay, here comes our optimal pit stop opportunity. Our next tyre is a medium tyre, so we are going to just harvest as much as we can for this lap. We might even do a double. So it's gonna be a double stop. How far is the distance between us all? 3 seconds. What am I doing? Let me just get back into it. Yeah, that'll do. That view will do. Alright, that's harvested enough. So we're good for that. We're just trying to just now save some fuel. Let Ricciardo overtake us. That's okay. So our race is not really with him. Stroll has pitted and he's on his tyres now. Vesti might have DRS here, which will help with the fuel. Alright, here we go. We're screaming for a double stop. Let's see where it brings us. Let's see what joy it might bring us.
Good job. No more lift and coast required.
I'm entering the pit.
Here we go. Alrighty. We need 2 very good, accurate stops. Like, it's got to happen. The issue! Fuck!
I'm sorry.
That's it. That's all hope's gone, kids. We ain't getting out of this. We ain't getting to the promised land. We ain't getting the points. We're about to be bloody lapped. There's Mick, there's Max. But you know what? It's as shit as it is. It's not like we haven't tried. We've tried our very best to get us into a position where we just might be able to, get with some points. But it's not meant to be if it's not meant to be. Alright, we're going to get Vesti in for his final stop. And we're gonna pit for pit Mick. Now, what are we? Lap 45. Yeah, 11 laps to go. Let's see. Let's hope we don't have yet another issue when we stop for pits. Oh. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Sorry about that.
There you go. Back-to-back pit stop issues. Pathetic. Pathetic. Safety fucking car. We knew it was going to happen.
Okay, recharge on. Stay just positive.
Copy.
Keep brake.
It's Hamilton.
Stations as
Look at that.
positive as you can.
He's just stuck. It became a terminal issue. Oh boy. Let's see what happened. Was it a crash? No, he just smoked up. Gearbox, he had to stop. He couldn't go any further. His engine shit itself. Oh well. Oh welly Wilson. Now we've pitted, so on our end, we are the losers. If it happened in a couple of laps' time, we might have had a different scenario. And now we're going to try and catch up to the safety car, which we have, for at least for Vesti. We're saving this fuel, get this fuel back up. Just do one more lap, safety car. Beautiful. It's going to be a flat out sprint to the finish. As we've overtaken the safety car. And he's probably going to stop now. No, he's not. So we got another chance. This is going to come close.
I think safety car in this lap. You ready?
And unfortunately, yeah, we're not gonna catch up. Oh, we might just, if we're lucky, we might just make it up to these guys. We're gonna go flat out. Push mode for everything. And just pray to God that we somehow make up the time. Because right now, we're 12 seconds. We're 12 seconds away from Danny Rick. I mean, it is technically going to be clean air running for Vesti, but still, it's not the ideal scenario. As Albon is on worn hard, so that could be our money ticket. 3 laps to go. We're kind of getting a sniff ahead of Albon, but we are going to fall outside the points, but only just from what it looks like.
In 2 seconds lap.
As Logan Sargent is behind us. We've got 2 laps left. Let's just go flat out. Bring it home. Come on, boys. Try and get around Hulkenberg at least. P13 would be a nice little way to kind of just wrap this all up in a nice little bow. And I'm just getting these guys prepared for an all-out push last lap. So a little bit of harvesting. As the final lap has now finally shown its ugly head. Safety car has saved our race with the fuel, so I now know not for the future, not what to do. Let's see what miracles we can get ourselves. If we can get ourselves into P13, I think that's a very good outing. For Mick, he's going to be a P17 baby. Come on, Vesty, get around him. Guang Yu Zhou's fault has been recognised as terminal. Let's see if he makes it back. But meanwhile, we're going to move much more forward. I want to see this. Come on, Vesty. Get around him. You've got DRS, surely. They both do. Dive bomb it.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
And Max wins the race with Norris and Perez to come second and third.
DRS disabled. DRS disabled.
Copy.
Not meant to be. Not meant to be for this one, guys.
As always, there will be lots to talk about after that race, including the performance from the driver currently on our screens.
A 14th place finish today, no points and lots to think about.
And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
Win number 5 is in the bag. They pulled out all the stops, pushing hard to earn that victory.
I decided there's
And that's the podium
no
complete
nothing.
for the Chinese Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be?
I don't care what Karun has to say just for the moment. Okay, so Mick has moved up 5 positions and Vesty lost 3. Starting in P11 respectively. So, moving on into the season now, we are still P7, which is great, but unluckily, Visa RB Cash App Hybrid Turtleneck Gizzard Lizard have gained 6 points on us, so they are ahead by 7 points as we speak, coming into the next round. 2 very bad pit stops. And it was both on one on tightening tyres and the other on lowering the car. But we still get our bonus target, so 1.1 million and a couple little pennies on top. So that's good. Annie Burger moves up to 64 overall. Our side pods design has been finished, so that is going to be great. Our next race, it's 8. We'll rush this one, so a little bit more money to spend, but we will have the parts within 10 days. Our next race in 11 days, actually, so that's going to actually work out very well. Now, we're going to put in some research for our front wing for next year. So we've got 7 days left of the period, so we're just going to pump as much as we are able to for next year's racing. Yeah, we'll let that happen. Development focus. How many have we got? Only got the one person. $1.8 million moving into it for next year's research. Sweet. We're going to have a new rear wing in 13 days, so after the Miami Grand Prix. So the spare suspension has been made. That's great. What are we needing parts of? Is there any critical parts we're desperate on? Nah, we're fine for a while, so that's good. That side pods is also going to help us cool down the engine because it's been getting very hot lately. I've noticed that. So we just got to think about that. Get this part all wrapped up. Tour Center is completed to level 5, so we're ready for that now. So you can earn $96,000 passively every single week. And the new ATP period is happening. Okay, $200,000 to help Annie Burger. I'm cool with helping Annie Burger. Let's get her up. Let's gear her up a little bit. Driver development update. Vesty's improvement in braking. So that's good. That's exactly what we were hoping to see get done. Haas's HQ's been updated. So that's interesting. And we need to fix this up because it's just going to cause problems. So let's maybe focus on that and give them a bit of a breather. It's going to reduce it all a little bit, and that's what we want. That's what we need. Look at this improvement. Pit stop averages. God damn it. Alrighty guys, that is going to wrap us up for this episode. Thank you so much for sticking around. A bit of a long one, especially with the game crashing. I apologise about that, but I'll keep that in there for you guys. I want you to know as well, again, I really appreciate all the love on the first video that has been coming out of what I've been viewing the last couple of days. So thank you so much for your continued support on that. Look after yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending where you are, and I'll catch you in the next step. Thank you. See you later.